What's up, everyone? Welcome back to episode 4 of Flexi Filter Free. I'm Asia.
It's your girl, Mallory.
Hold on. I actually have an idea. Hold on. I figured since we're talking business, we should probably drink.
I'm always down.
Would you like peach Bellini or frozen sangria?
I don't know. I've never had these.
Let me grab my mic.
Oh my goodness.
Shoes. Yeah, I know they look so good, cool. Right? So these are vine coolers from Casey Wine Co. And they have 4 flavors. And I forgot we had them, but since
I'm hyper now.
It's like a Thursday afternoon. You can start drinking Thursday afternoon, right?
Yeah, we don't do a lot of work on Fridays.
No, I'm out of breath.
I'm really pumped about this. Have you had these flavors before? Which I
have not had those flavors. I tried the limoncello and the winerita, and I like them both. But
peach Bellini, frozen sangrini.
Yeah,
sangrini.
It's a sangria. Sangrini Bellini.
Okay, you pick. My eyes are closed.
Well, I know which side they're on. Okay.
I don't know why I closed my eyes. Why did I close my eyes?
Because you've tried Bellini before, haven't you? You tried it.
Oh, I did try that
tried
one.
The
You're
Bellini,
right. I definitely did.
So we'll switch.
Okay, deal.
Okay. Pause to open our beverages, which are frozen, by the way. Okay.
Should we cheers?
Probably should cheers, right?
Okay,
we should always cheers.
Cheers.
Oh. Spill it on myself.
Okay, Vine Coolers. We see you, Casey Wine Co.
Have you ever been to Casey Wine Co?
I actually think I went like 3 weekends ago. You know what's weird is I have a group of friends who they go to all these really cool places and they just say, like, they just send me their location and I never actually know where we're going.
But I think show up?
Yeah, I think it was Casey Wine Co.
Fun.
That's actually really fun.
That's really fun. I've only been once or twice, but it was like a take your dog weekend. And anyways, it's a winery.
Is it all local? They do all local wines?
I think they like grow their own grapes and everything.
Oh, love that.
And it's like a family owned, like Olathe business. And I think this is cool because obviously they use these to like adapt their business to more of like, because they didn't have, I think you could buy bottles of wine, but you couldn't buy their frozen things, and their big thing is like wine slushies when you're out there.
Yeah.
And you couldn't have those. So like this is a great way of letting us drink them.
Yeah, this is amazing. I love these. This is super delicious. And I always think it's cool, especially right now, like figuring out how people adapted their business to like the pandemic and stuff and how they were able to survive, because so many people just couldn't make it. And it's fair because pandemic was rough on businesses, especially small ones, you know. The big ones, a lot of them got bailed out. But the small ones don't really get bailed out, you know. They just like fall by the wayside.
We had
to do that too.
Yeah. I mean, we had adapted our business when we started the business. Our business was built basically off of adaptation to our current situation in life and what we could do and what we thought was like signing a 6-year lease sounded scary to us, so we're like, let's not do that.
Yeah, when we were looking at storefronts and they were like, it's $5,000 a month just to open the door, not even to turn the lights on, not even to put equipment in there, not to like turn the heat on during the winter. Yeah, I was like, excuse me?
Yeah.
That sounds really great, but also like this is a terrible location. I don't even like this place. You know what I mean?
Where are we? Where's the parking?
Yeah, you had to sacrifice so much and it was still so expensive. So yeah, we just adapted right away, which was super beneficial through the pandemic because then our overhead was so low. Like we learned how to work with a super low overhead, knowing that it would take so long to pay ourselves if our overhead was minimum $5,000 a month without even paying insurance.
Right. I feel like that's why, like, well, we also just never were going to stop, but I feel like it has a lot to do with why we were able to grow our team so quickly. Right. And I mean, 4 years later, we're still in business. Like, no doubt in my mind, we're going to make it to 5 years. And is it that, like, the benchmark for small businesses is, like,
Once
that
you get to
5-year
5
mark.
years, you're like a forever thing.
Yeah. People are like, oh, they're not actually
You know what you're doing.
gonna give up. Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So,
and it's interesting now because even now we're figuring out how to adapt our businesses to like the needs and stuff that are coming up. Like we have a phenomenal team of instructors. And what we're learning right now is with all of the apartment communities and businesses that we work with, it's like they all want the same exact times. So we have a lot of trainers, but they're all booked at very specific times. Mm-hmm. So then they have big gaps in their day. So we're seeing that need and trying to figure out how to adapt to that, which is, it's kind of fun to do though. Like we don't really see it as an obstacle. It's like, okay, cool. That's how do we fix it? Because we love our team. So how do we do better for them?
Yeah. And it's like adapting. So we have a couple people on our team who have either just had babies, are about to have babies, will be having babies soon. Mallory had a baby. I mean, she was not really a test dummy because it's us.
I mean, kind of though.
Kind of, yeah, kind of. But like, obviously we just made it happen. But it's figuring out how to adapt things to that. And like, we're a small business. We don't have like a maternity leave policy. And we don't want to like have that strict, this is how much time you get off. You need to come back right when you're done. Like that's,
it's up to you. You get to pick like what's your life like.
Yeah, and it's like when you're having a kid or whatever is going on in your life, you're just adapting to your life. So we have to be adaptable in order to keep these amazing instructors. So it's like it's interesting finding all of these little ways. I mean, adapting is like I feel like that's like the key word of small business. Like you cannot be stuck in going one direction and it has to be this way, or it's like you're gonna fail. And I feel like that's something that you were, even at the beginning, you were really, really good at. You're very good with the flow and adapting, and that's something I've had to like let go of a little bit because I'm very like, have a plan, stick to the plan, make it happen.
Don't reinvent the wheel.
Right. I'm like, why are we doing these crazy things? But at the end of the day, sometimes you have to change your plan if it's on the fly or maybe it's long term.
Yeah, and as long as like changing your plan or adapting doesn't mean you're like changing the integrity of your business. Like all your foundational things are still there. Like we're still, Flexi is still what we want it to be, and it's just like you said, adapting to whatever comes.
Right. What's like your favorite way that we've adapted to something?
Ooh, that's tough.
I put you on the spot.
And I feel like we've adapted it in so many different ways. Like it's kind of a constant evolution. But I really do love how we adapt our business for our team. Like just like you were talking about people having babies and trying to figure out. So we have a girl on our team. She's amazing. We love her so much and we want to keep her. So we've adapted her role initially to where it's more of a back end thing. Like she's going to answer some emails for us or send out email blasts or do some social media work for us so we can still pay her to be on the team. And then when she's ready to start coaching again, she can. And if she doesn't want to coach anymore, she has all the back end work. I think that that's amazing. But then also right now we're considering how do we do better for our team because we want to fill their schedules. Like we want them to be flexi all the time because right now our instructors generally work at like 4 different places because they need full-time income, right? So we're trying to figure out how to do better for that, and I love the ideas that we're coming up with for that. I'm super hyped for what's to come.
I am too. I love like our growth and just obviously it's been a journey. But a good one.
Really
it's not right, but like even in the pandemic, like I remember we were both separate places when we got the first email that our first apartment complex gym had shut or had closed down, and it was one that we had 3 classes out a week. So I mean, it's a big deal that they closed their gym, and like without even thinking, of course I'm me, so I'm like, what do we do? Panic. But like also I know we're gonna figure it out. But Mallory's like, okay, let's do this. Let's like just pitch them like right off the bat, like switching to virtual. I'm like, oh, yeah, duh. So I just love how quickly like you can adapt, and I'm learning to go with the adaptions because they need to happen. Like it's literally the key word. But I love how quickly we adapted.
So fast.
Like not even an hour after the first gym closed, we were like, oh, we already have a plan. And we were in different locations. We were just texting about it and jumped on a phone call.
And they accepted it right away. They were like, we need to do that.
Yeah. Which I feel like also speaks to like the quality behind our name, which that sounds a little like boastful, but I really do think that we have a great product. We have something these complexes and businesses want, and we've built a name behind it with faces that are good for with the community, and
for sure,
and people trust it.
That's really true. Actually, just the other day we were talking about it because we don't sit and think like Flexi's so awesome,
right?
Like we never sit and like relish in that. Is that what you would say?
Yeah.
Can you say it like that?
I think.
Is relish just a topping for hot dogs, or can you say it like that? Anyway,
we're using relish.
We don't ever like bask in the glory of whatever Flexi means, but we recently have gotten compliments from a few different complexes that are like, yeah, like you guys really have a big name in Kansas City, and it's a good one. Like whenever people say Flexi, they're like, oh yeah, let's work with Flexi, that's a good idea. And when we hear those things, it kind of shocks us, not because we don't think Flexi is amazing, but because we just don't stop to think about what has been built so far and how it's been so sustainable and yeah. I mean,
it's
really
we have
fun
a whole team of
that.
trainers. Like that's really wild. Like when
wild.
we started, obviously it was just us. We didn't even have yoga.
That's true.
Because it was just us and we didn't teach yoga.
And yet we called it Flexi.
I mean, whatever. Details.
It was foreshadowing.
Yeah. But like it's just crazy that we've not only do the complexes trust us, but our team trusts us, and they are like on board with it, and they like our vision, and they like where we want to take it, and it's just very strange. It's totally like imposter syndrome to the max, because we're like, why do you want us to do you're like, yeah, we want to do it, but like you trust us? Like, you really think we're like, I still feel like I'm like 18 and I'm just like messing around with crayons or something. Yes, I had crayons at 18. I still have crayons. So.
I have crayons. Well, I also have a 2-year-old. So, anyways,
subtle.
It's just very mature.
Subtle insult. I have crayons too. I mean, I have a 2-year-old. But.
No, I like what you just said about our team trusting us, because I remember like right when the pandemic hit, that was one of our biggest things, was like we need to maintain that trust, because that's how you keep a good team, is when a team knows that you're capable of sustaining a business through like turbulence, relish.
You know what though? I bet that's
Get
a
your
word.
notebook out and
the
write
last
it down.
time you made up a word, it ended up being a word.
That's true. It did. What was that?
I don't know what word it was.
I'll look it up and post it on the video. But yeah, building that trust in our team, it was so vital in our survival, because we still had all these complexes who either needed us or were going to need us as soon as their gym opened back up. So we had to figure out a way to maintain their trust.
Yeah.
We lost money doing that too. We did a lot of online classes that were for the public, and we didn't necessarily make the same amount of money that we were paying out. So we definitely took a hit in that time, just trying to make sure that their income didn't drop.
Right. And that the name was still out there, because we didn't want people to forget about us. But like, there were so many online programs and virtual
every
classes.
Hour it was like 1,000 more companies went virtual, so it was just like super saturated.
Yeah, we're happy to be back in person.
Yes,
for sure.
Super happy to be back in person,
sure.
And we're so grateful that we already had a foundation of communities that had regularly scheduled classes and were willing to go virtual, because that is really the reason why we survived, honestly.
It absolutely is. And were willing to adapt. We adapted. Our trainers adapted. Everyone just did it seamlessly, and it felt good. It felt good not to like have to quote unquote close our doors, although we don't have doors. We've got lots of doors.
I mean, we've got
a lot of doors.
Yeah.
Just not our own doors. We don't own the doors.
We don't own the doors. We might own the doors one day though.
But we walk through all of them. I feel like we just did something. I don't know what it is, but we did something. It was like a powerful, I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, how's your...
This is delicious.
Are you finishing it?
No.
I'm like chugging it over here.
Well, I mean, mine's very frozen. Very frozen. So mine would have been gone if it wasn't that frozen. Because it's that good.
It is good. It really is good. I love like all of the local products that have not only come out of the pandemic, like all of the like deliverable items, but just like local the local stuff in general.
Yeah.
Because we're from KC, so I don't know if you knew that, but we're from KC. We're in KC. We're in a couple of cities, but we live here.
Yeah.
And we've lived here for a long time. So watching other businesses grow as well is really cool. Like
it is cool.
There's some that we worked with when we first started,
right.
and we've watched them grow, and now they started with one product, kind of like we did, and then now they've got a whole line of things, and
yeah.
Like
even before we started Flexi, like we were like, that's a really cool local business,
yeah.
or places we liked to go, and now we get to work with them. Like, it's so cool just watching Kansas City in general evolve and become something so much greater than it was just a few years ago. I was thinking about it the other day. I've lived in Kansas City for 12 years.
That's kind of crazy.
It is crazy. I was like, yeah, I've lived here for like 7 years, and then I was like, let me think about that for a second. 2009, 2021, that math doesn't make sense. That's kind of,
yeah, I definitely wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah, 12 years. It's crazy.
That is crazy. That's a long time.
It's almost half my life.
You're like an adult.
Yeah.
Like a really actual
Guys,
adult.
I'm about to be 31.
Adults.
Maybe by the time this podcast comes out, I will be 31. Guys, I'm already 31.
Happy birthday. It's coming out on your birthday. Oh my God. Well, cheers to adapting.
Yes.
And to some delicious
and cheers to
Thursday
all the
afternoon
Kansas
drinks.
City people who were able to adapt.
Yes.
Yay.
Yay. Well, thanks for watching. And we're going to see you soon.
Let's get tipsy.
We're empty, bro.